What's poppin', people? My name is Mo, your friendly neighborhood music head. Today we're going to be talking about Lil Nas X, his new project titled Seven. This is his first label debut project, but this isn't his debut body of work. If some people may recall, if you were privy to his SoundCloud days, he had Lil Nazarati. I think they put it up on Dat Piff a couple months ago. Yeah, Nazarati was kind of your intro into what he was. He was just some dude making some trap beats and music. Good hooks on there throughout. A couple really good songs. If you go back and listen to Rio de Janeiro, that was a great track that really slipped under the radar. But this is his first major label debut. It's 6 new songs, even though there's 8 songs because Old Town Road has been heard all around the world. So we got 6 new songs. And for starters, it's really short with the 6 songs. Each of them aren't even longer than like 3 minutes. A lot of them are about 2 minutes, 2.5. It's kind of just the trend in the industry right now to just have really short projects, really short songs, actually. I think he made a tweet the other day about how he made Panini short on purpose so he can get the extra streams. But it's nothing controversial. It's nothing crazy. I mean, to have a 2 minute song with just 2 hooks and 2 verses, all right, that's regular, whatever. So I'm going to go down the list of the tracks here. Since there's only 6 or 7 really to go over, I'll just give you a little rundown and some tidbits, and I'll give you what I really think by the end of this, all right? So track 1, Old Town Road, the remix with Billy Ray Cyrus. We all love Billy Ray Cyrus's verse. He completes the song because initially the song is really dope. I remember first hearing Old Town Road on SoundCloud back in like December. I think it initially came out in October, but I remember back in December, I was scrolling through Twitter. I see this song. I see this weird, like, country style beat and this country accent. I'm like, this is kind of cool. But I didn't really think anything of it. It ended up being such a big hit. And when you throw Billy Ray Cyrus's hook about Maseratis and sports cars and baby having to have it, it's perfect. I mean, the beat is great. The writing is really simple, but the hook is it's somewhat empowering if you really start digging deep into it. Like, can't nobody tell me nothing. It's just a great mantra to just scream off of like the top of a car as you sing it driving down the street. But you move on to Panini, which is, I'm assuming, the real attempt at being the second follow-up single. The lyrics are kind of corny. A Panini, don't you be a meanie. That you wanted me to grow up. Don't you want to see me teeny eye. You can tell that with the child audience that Old Town Road bought, they didn't really put too much effort into the lyrics. It's really just about the fun beat behind his vocals and the catchy hook that really carries the whole track. Next, you have Family, which I'm kind of confused by because I assumed that Old Town Road was kind of just like a one-off joke and he would move on to making the songs that he was initially making back when he put out Lil Nazarati and everything. But with this, it's literally a rock and roll song. Like, the first time I heard it, I literally felt like I was playing Tony Hawk Underground 2, just riding around the streets listening to some random rock and roll. Because it's very generic with the vocals and the writing on it. But overall, it's decent. The next song is Kick It, which I honestly kind of have a problem with. Not personally, but just from an audience's standpoint. So, like, I'll throw out the example, say Taylor Swift. Her audience is clearly youth, children, teenagers that grew up to her music. So if Taylor Swift started rapping about doing cocaine, it'd be really weird because her whole audience is very childlike and you shouldn't have that type of content put into her music. So with this, you have Old Town Road, which clearly brought the kids out. He put on a whole concert for third graders a couple weeks back. And your fourth song on there is literally about dealing weed. And there's not a problem with it. Like, I listen to way more gangster rap than the average person, so it's not like I'm offended by it. It's just your audience is really young kids, and for a parent to just buy a Lil Nas X album and they're riding through the car with their kids and they hear, oh, if you need weed, come get it from me. I kind of just have a problem with that. But overall, the song isn't too bad. The hook isn't great. After Kick It, you have Rodeo, which I honestly really love. I think that he has that country twang in his voice, and it really sets him apart from other artists. because with Old Town Road, having that southern accent along with that style of a song, it just sounded unique, and it was kind of a breath of fresh air in the midst of a lot of generic music that's been pumped into radio nowadays. And with this song, having that country accent along with the Cardi B verse is just great. You know, it's a really energetic one. I feel like he can easily have like a mosh pit at a show if he ends up touring with it, and it'll easily be radio friendly. I mean, it's just like Panini, where you can easily nod your head to it. It's a really catchy hook. I think this is really one of the ones that'll set him apart for this year at least. After that is the song Bring You Down, which sounds pretty great if you're not concentrating on Lil Nas X, which sounds bad, but the instrumentation on it is great. You have a great guitar solo on the second half. There's like a big beat breakdown, and it sounds great except for the fact that it's really carrying Lil Nas X's vocals. He's not a great singer, and the lyrics, like most of the other songs, aren't great. So when you're really trying to listen to it, if you play it in the background, kind of sounds great. I don't know what's going to bring you down over and over again. It doesn't really do anything for me. Then you have the last song, essentially, which is Closure. And it really kind of seems empty. It seems like the production was kind of left empty so that Lil Nas X can have his, like, vocals moment, so to speak. But, like all the other songs, he can't really sing. And, you know, there are plenty of artists who can't sing but still manage to put out good, you know, hooks and verses that use their vocal ability. Like Tyler the Creator throughout Igor couldn't really sing, but if you don't focus on that and focus on the melodies that he was trying to accomplish along with the production, it's great. Lil Nas X is just really trying to sing, but he can't do it very well. So that was just the one last song that, I don't know, they could have really left that one off the whole album, EP, whatever the hell you want to call it. All in all, there's no real substance throughout this whole thing. I think the label was clearly like, all right, we need you to put out at least like 5 or 10 songs just to hold these people out, because Old Town Road just went diamond and we need to make some money off of this before the hype starts dying down. So all in all, the genre meshing, he tried it, and in some areas it worked. I think that song Family, it's not great, but for a rock and roll song, it's not bad. I threw it on a little while ago, and I was actually like nodding my head to it and singing along unconsciously. So there are clearly some elements there that work. I just don't think that this was a standout project or something that'll really set him apart from other artists going forward yet. I have a lot of hope for him. I think the Lil Nasarati was a great project for a guy just bubbling on SoundCloud, and he does have a lot to work with here, except it's clearly a label influenced project. So hopefully there's something great that's going to come after this. He's already been teasing about making this new album and how great it's going to be. And I do have a whole lot of hope for him. You know, he's just a young kid. I think he's the same age as me. So I'm hoping the best for him. Just, so it wasn't really that great. Then again, this could clearly just not be my type of music. I'm not really a pop music listener. I listen to a whole lot of hip hop and R&B, but like underground and experimental and alternative, and this is really like kind of cookie cutter. So maybe this isn't for me, and maybe I'm being harsh, and a lot of those songs will go up at parties throughout the summer, and I don't know, hopefully it works out for him. So overall, I think I'd give this project like a 5.5. Like, it wasn't great, but I do see a whole lot of potential with this. This isn't awful music. It's not like I can't throw this on at a party and not kind of bob my head unconsciously listening to it. So thanks for making it to the end here. Thank you guys for the love on the last video. You guys are great. You know, hit that like button, subscribe, do what you guys do. And yeah, I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.